still, some of that shit is just not supposed to be talked about, man.
Facts. That's what I'm saying.
But you know what I say about it, though?
Shit ain't supposed to be spoken on.
You know what I say, yo? I think it's now, I just say it's the power of celebrity and the power of the media. Now, motherfuckers care more about being seen and likes and views than they care about any of that old shit that used to matter. And if they seen one person get $1 from telling everything, then they want to figure out how they can get $1 from telling some shit.
And that's what they all doing. These old niggas is all deciding like, yo, that's what, like you were saying earlier, man, people was doing podcasts and shit now. Right?
Yeah.
The whole reason niggas is doing podcasts now is because they see mad niggas doing podcasts. And like, how can I get a couple dollars off that shit? You know what I'm saying? It's some sucker shit. And these niggas is telling, they giving up the game and all that. Now, the reason why we don't talk about it, but the reason why we don't talk about it is because at the end of the day, it's still niggas coming up trying to do some of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So for you to be talking about what you did and how you did it, that's you telling the pigs too.
So I started looking at
the same way you telling the audience, you telling the pigs.
I started looking at it like these movies, these types of films, like when you come out with a film like the Frank Lucas shit, American Gangster, and this is a big budget film coming out of a major Hollywood studio. And then you got guys that are doing time that are like, man, if you knew this story, or if you knew that story, you know, is my story or what I know worth a film? Is it worth a documentary?
Frank Lucas story, they kind of try to glorify snitching.
In that. Yeah. I met his son. I would tell you that story. I had a meeting with his son because when the movie came
out. Frank Lucas Jr.?
Yeah. Because when the movie came out, he was sticking his chest out trying to see what type of opportunities he could get into, being the fact that his pops or whatever, this movie was out about his pops. And I met with him with this chick in some hotel, I forget, somewhere, and he was talking about all this shit he wanted to do.
He was glorifying the fact, what?
It's the same concept. When you see something around you bubbling, you start thinking, how can I get $1? I never heard of the kid. He was like, yo, I rhyme, this and that, this MC knows me, I battled this dude. At that point, I was more involved. I was like, I never heard of this. Just say, you saying all this. I ain't really saying that. I was like, all right. Then they was talking about, you know, the movies coming out about my pops and, you know what I'm saying, I want to come out with an album. That's all it was about.
You know, so he was trying to be a rapper and rap about his pop's life.
Or that lifestyle and why
he's legit,
right. And why he might have tried to do
Frank Lucas is a rat himself.
Basically.
He's a fucking rat.
Basically. So I guess he had something to say about his pops and about him and about, you know, the Lucas name and we could get some money. That's all it really turned out to be.
Yo.
It's just telling.
So you got your man, Alpo home now.
He's been home a while out here though.
I heard he was threatening.
Yo.
He was threatening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he was threatening podcasters and shit. You didn't hear about that shit?
Nah, he came on and spooked that chick.
Who?
Some female, she was telling her a story about Alpo and shit.
You saying he spooked her?
He called in to the station.
Get out of here.
She got scared as fuck. He's like, yo, this Alpo, I read your book and all that. She got scared.
Right.
Some Harlem shit that he used to fuck.
Why the fuck was she scared?
Cause that's Alpo. Even though he snitched, Poe put it, he got bodies.
Alpo's a whole rat, man.
He got bodies though.
That's the part I say too. I was like, it's easy to talk about the snitching shit, but remember, he was killing it.
Right. He was killing.
Listen, once you start snitching, all that other shit is supposed to be irrelevant, man.
If you in the street.
I don't give a fuck about none of that other shit.
If you in the street, a
out
lot of people ain't street people. If you in the street, then yeah, you have that mentality, you gonna live that mentality. You not in the street and you just talking about this shit, you may have more of a problem than you willing to face.
But why is he mad if somebody call him a rat? If he's a rat?
That I don't know.
That's
I
my
can't
shit.
answer that.
You're a rat. It's not like I'm
That's
making this
just
shit
like
up.
a hoe don't want to be called a hoe.
Good way to put it. You know what I'm saying? I think
you got some. Hold on. You got some shit on your chest, man.
You know what, too?
Hold on, son. Like, that means that just like a hoe don't want to be called a hoe. Wait a minute, man. Only thing that was missing from that statement was you popping your collar, nigga. You got the accent and all that, yo. Because a hoe don't want to be called a hoe. You know what I'm saying? What's up with that, man? You got some shit you want to talk about? Chaos?
Nah, ain't.
First of all, can we all introduce ourselves, man? We live already, man.
We live already. What's up, people? What's up, world?
Living it.
We live.
Yo.
We can start over here, Chaos. Introduce yourself, man.
Yo, this is Chaos, Uptown Harlem, Holograms.
What's up, world? Coach K.
You got an accent, B. Hold up, man. Hold up. Stop, man. Stop. Bring it back. I think it's Uptown Harlem Polo Grounds. You gotta name every other state too, nigga.
Every other state?
Every other state, man.
Man, look, that's a lot of fucking states. You know?
You got a whole accent.
I've been
Niggas
up
at Harlem,
anywhere.
Uptown
Yeah,
Polo
I've been
Grounds.
anywhere. You
Like-
know, Chicago, Mississippi, Texas, Florida, Atlanta, Louisiana, motherfucking Cali, Vegas, Utah, Arizona,
God damn, this nigga's with the Mormons,
fucking
bro.
Seattle,
Damn, that's half the country.
Albuquerque, New Mexico. Yo, I've been all over, man.
Yeah, that's half the country.
That's real. Yeah, King.
What up, world? Coach K, you already. 7-6, Darnell, we here, man, with Samba, man, with the Recovery Sunday podcast, man, coming to hang out. You know what I mean? Let y'all know how we feel about a few things, man. What's up?
Yo, salute, it's your boy Hitman. Follow me on IG at @DHitman.
He's saying by himself because he's angry.
He's in the
Angry man.
Yo,
I'm afraid of the
That
future.
nigga's like, yo, one of y'all niggas say some shit.
I'm just one of those realists that's afraid of the future, man. I don't live
Listen,
in
I'm
a
afraid of the
fantasy world.
future.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
dig it, though.
BX and Chattown. That's Chattanooga, Tennessee, for those that don't know. You know, back then.
Yo, Shorty tried to go in on me.
This nigga's a bitch. He's in the comments already, man. I'm your boy Sama, man. You know, in the Loop Radio 92 point, whatever that is. But yeah, man, we in the building, man. We was just talking shit as we dropped it off.
As always.
You said somebody was talking shit to you, who, man? You could address it here, man. What's the problem?
Bella, she just tried to lay down on me a little bit, talking about okay enough. Next, like I was talking too much about it.
Bro, you? She said that to you?
Yeah, obviously, because I was the only one talking at the moment.
Hilarious.
Ain't no call-in number here, man. You gotta chime in on the chats and all that. So, yeah, man, we Recovery Sunday, man. This is the podcast. Now, I mean, we doing a Sunday. Sundays, you see the Negroes. Now, I mean, the other Sundays, you'll see the Negrettes.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Hitman picking up phone calls on
Yo,
the podcast, live, on the drain. He's live picking up phone calls. You know what I mean? To get him the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we were just talking some real shit, you know what I mean? So, another thing that's kind of heavy right now is the tekashi snitch 9 shit. Hit the fan.
Crazy. Hit the fan.
You got the tapes running around.
Tapes running around.
Jim Jones is telling niggas should be super violated and all that.
He's
Got him
fucking.
on the wire and all that.
Yo, what happened,
How you
man?
feel about Jim Jones with that, though? The fact that Jim Jones is actually caught up talking on the phone in 2019 about gang business.
Well, I
We
think
would
they
think he
could
would've
have been
smarter than
possibly watching him already, because for something like that to happen, the phone got to be bugged. For them to get a clear recording like that.
Nah, it definitely was from a phone being bugged, but at the same time, Jim is supposed to be a veteran. That's what I'm saying. Like he should know better. No, nah.
Yeah.
But anybody should know better. Like everybody should know. After 9/11, everybody's phone was tapped. Everybody should.
Yo, I don't think there's no excuse for it, man. It's just that, like you said, I think it's just the streets are not what they used to be. And I think with the streets caught up in this entertainment industry and so on and so forth, that's where things have changed. There's probably other things that have not, but that intersection, that go-between between people that are in recording industry, television and film industry, and also supposedly have a leg or a foot in the street is not a good mixture. That's the first point. That's not a good mixture. You know, and I think when you see what happens as the years go on with people that have one leg somewhere in entertainment, then have another leg in the street, we always lose. We lose almost every time. You know, and I think you're just seeing more of it. You know what I mean?
Me personally, I always felt like as soon as that dude Tekashi popped on the scene, I was like, here we go with the circus, some clown shit. You know what I'm saying? For people to even validate this character.
Right.
And he's repping blood. I'm like, yo, this is a bad look for New York. And now look.
Now look what happened.
That is a bad look for that organization, period.
That too.
Honestly, yo, I'm gonna keep it a buck, right? I feel kind of different. I'm a little slighted with it, right? Because I feel like if it was done in the proper fashion, it would mean more. Like, them niggas went into that situation with the wrong intent.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Now, if they were official blood niggas and they seen a talented nigga and a way where he could prosper and we could all prosper off this shit,
right,
then we're gonna take care of the bag.
Right.
They kind of jeopardized the bag by treating the bag inhumane. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Which if you really think about it, is against what their so-called culture is founded on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be
right.
about being against oppression and all that type of shit.
Right.
So it would make more sense for them to fuck with him under them guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right, you know what? He's a weirdo kid and he just wants to make music. You know what? We're gonna back him up so that he can make music and be comfortable and say whatever he wants. I would have respected it more if that's really what it was.
Right.
Other than them niggas actually robbing the nigga.
He was getting extorted though, right?
No, he wasn't getting extorted. He was taking care of them niggas. That's a
getting
difference.
Extorted.
No, it's a difference. If you my man and you along for the ride and I take care of you, I'm not extorting you.
That wasn't
that
his
was my
man.
thing. I didn't know
in his mind, they was. They jumped him into the game. He was more, honestly, and it's crazy to say, he's more of a gang member than most of them niggas, man. You feel me? Than most of them niggas. Because how are you plotting on somebody in your own game? Especially the nigga that's feeding the game. That shit don't make sense. Now, is the snitching shit okay? No. Hell no. I'm not co-signing that.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is, niggas violated their own shit when they was trying to violate a nigga that they brung into their shit. Why would you bring a nigga into your shit if you're not going to upstand to the codes that you're supposed to upstand to?
And that probably brings up probably the bigger part of it, man. And let me say, I'm not in a set. Somebody else that know more about the life probably will have something deeper to say. But yo, man, motherfuckers ain't out here making the best decisions, man. That's how I can say it to you in a nutshell, man. Motherfuckers out here, set or not, are not making the best decisions on how to deal with the bag, how to get the money, and how to keep it going, man. And that's why a lot of our shit crashes and burns. We could probably point to those group of dudes and probably point to 4 or 5 backwards ass, upside down decisions that they made during the course of chasing this and trying to get this bread, man. And that, unfortunately, is the reality of it. That's why we're losing out here. Our street organization shouldn't be losing. Some of our street organizations should not be losing.
Especially at this point in time.
Right.
It's so popular and it's such in demand that why? It really don't make sense. I understand what you said, where you came from with them niggas, him not fitting the criteria of what you would think a blood should look like and act like. You feel me? But under the way the organization is supposed to be founded on Bloods and Crips, I think it fit perfectly. You're supposed to be helping out somebody, you know what I'm saying?
But then that's probably the concept of it versus how it's.
But these niggas was dirty niggas. That's what happened.
That's what it sounds like.
These niggas was dirty niggas.
That's
man.
what it sounds
how you
like,
robbing
man.
your man?
But
That's
then
what he's
it
paying
goes
y'all.
bro.
Nah, he's paying y'all.
That's not his man.
Listen, this is how you know he wasn't being extorted. Because being extorted is the money being handed over forcibly. He was giving the money up willingly. Because once he found out the niggas was doing other shit, he fired all of them niggas. He fired all of them niggas.
Crazy,
he said, I'm not
man.
fucking with none of them niggas no more.
It's crazy.
Because the niggas is foul.
You got more knowledge on the situation than I do.
This
I
is
just
just
always
from-
looked at him as a clown.
Nah, this is just from the interviews, right? And from the interviews, he's feeding all these niggas.
Right.
If I'm feeding you, listen, this fat case was supposed to come, and when everybody got bagged up, Tekashi was supposed to be the only nigga let go because he's the bag.
Right.
Niggas supposed to jump in front of them cases, like I take that charge, you take this charge, you take that charge, so that the nigga with the bag is still out there able to get the bag and we can all live comfortably.
It sounds like you support Tekashi Six.
No, I support the fact that if they was doing shit according to the right cause, shit would have been done differently.
Yo,
it's not about, it's not, no, snitching is not popping in no way, shape, form. What I'm saying is, he's snitching because they put him in that situation. If they would have handled the situation accordingly, then he wouldn't be snitching because he would be in the streets. Because niggas would have jumped in front of. Basketball players do it all the time. Football players, athletes do it all the time. Entertainers do it all the time. You're my hoster, so to speak.
So you know what
You're my hoster. What happened in those days?
Yo,
If-
don't
if
it sound
we
like,
get
it
caught
sound like
with
Sam
niggas-
was agreeing with the snitching. y'all.
No.
Now you know what this.
No, it's not like I'm agreeing with snitching, y'all.
No, I see it's two different points. You like
It's
you
not
said,
about snitching. I'm saying the bag is supposed to be protected.
Nah.
Instead of y'all
It's gonna
robbing
be
and
the
thinking
next.
short term, they wasn't thinking long term.
Right.
You feel me? Where I'm gonna keep the bag going for my kids. I'll do 25 to life if you want to keep my kids' school paid for and all that.
So let me ask you a question. What type of money you think Tekashi was getting while he was out?
The niggas specifically say on the Breakfast Club interview that they was robbing him. He was getting booked for shows for $160,000.
Right.
$80,000 was getting put out up front,
Right.
and they was only giving him $60,000 for the whole show. So these niggas is getting 120, no 160 because it was
And he
88,000
was commanding 160
per show.
Just the yo.
Why would I short term that?
I'm bugging that he could get that much money off the little bit of music.
He was a geek. He made geeks feel
There's a
comfortable.
promoter, yo. There's a promoter out there listening to this podcast that paid or was willing to pay 160 racks to do a show. I need you to contact this man. I need you to contact the Recovery Sunday show because I want to know who was giving this kid 160,000 to do his little thing. I need to talk to you, man. Call us up, emails. I need to verify.
Somebody tell the Crips to endorse me. You know? Fuck this shit.
I need somebody to let. Cause I don't see how you get that kid 160,000 for a show unless you booking what, an arena to get that back. What are you booking to get that back?
To make the 160.
Yeah, you can't put it in a club. You can't put it in a club because a big club holds 1,000 people. That's a big club. A regular club is like 300, maybe 400. So if you pay this kid 160 racks to jump up and down, how do you make your money? It can't be in a club. One of y'all promoters got to call up and let me know what's going down out there, man.
So you think that
I think niggas lie on
it's
interviews.
fabrication?
I think let me act like
It's fabrication.
I know motherfuckers lie in interviews. I'm just trying to put it in a way to get us to think about it. If he said that a promoter's giving him $160,000, because that shit ain't no short money, right? That means the promoter got to make X on top of that to make it worth it.
Right.
So in what club did you put Tekashi where you can make upwards of $160,000 by bringing him in? It can't be no club, because like I'm saying, a big club is probably $1,000. If you charge everybody 40 cents, that's only 40 racks. You'd have to charge people like $200 to get in, to make 200,000. If the club held 1,000, where we at? So I'm just curious, where did you do these shows at? Because that's arena shit. It ain't club shit if you're getting 160,000 a show.
That's a fact.
So before we even go too far, niggas is lying.
Now, listen, I'm only going by the words of out of his mouth.
I know.
On the Breakfast Club.
Right.
You feel me?
The lying ass, this lying ass
I'm not
nigga.
making it. I'm not making it up. But what
I'm just saying, like that.
My whole point of the matter is, if I'm gonna be your big homie, you're gonna be my little homie, I'm not gonna try to do you harm.
I'm with that.
Bottom line.
But it's still
No, fuck this.
I'm with that.
I'm talking before the snitching.
Okay.
I'm with that.
The snitching happened after. Now what I'm saying is, you take care of your little homie don't snitch on you. That's what I'm saying.
I'm with that. That's what was going on.
That's what I'm saying.
Now think about this.
The feds did that to John Gotti and Sammy the Bull. Nigga, Sammy the Bull was a killer. They played the tapes.
19 bodies.
They played the fucking tapes of Gotti talking crazy about him. And that nigga went stupid. Like, you know what? He told me to kill all 18 of them niggas.
Is that okay?
No.
Then, like, what are you saying, bro?
But we gotta learn from our history.
I'm gonna say this though.
How many times we gonna do the same thing? If I just got finished saying, Sammy the Bull snitched on Gotti because Gotti was talking shit about him on tape. You gonna do the same thing?
That's like Nicky Barnes.
These niggas did the same thing, bro.
Nicky Barnes snitched on his connect because he fucked his wife while he was in jail. So I'm taking everybody down. Put a hit on your wife, nigga. Fuck that.
His whole crew.
He snitched on the whole empire because his bitch fucked somebody else.
I'm
not a great man.
What you're doing
justifying none of that snitching.
Well, what you're doing is,
I agree.
well, what you're doing is you're making my point go head to head against snitching. Where nowhere am I saying snitching is okay.
But it sounds like...
No, it don't. What I'm saying is, be a real big homie.
Right.
Period. I'm not saying Tekashi supposed to snitch because he didn't have a real big homie. No. I'm saying he don't know better because he don't got a real big homie, nigga.
To me, he wasn't in the right life. To me, he shouldn't have never been in that type of life anyway. He don't look like he fit in that shit.
The right mind, nigga, wouldn't even have him around the circle, around the dirty shit. He's the money. Why would you have the money around dirt?
Now, this is the thing, too.
You don't do that.
Now, think about this shit. Now, in concept, what you're saying, right, about this dude is the bag, the rest of us is in the street, but make sure he's okay, that's the way it used to be.
When?
Think about, all right, so then let me, my first example,
niggas been snitching forever.
No, this is my first example.
Snitching is new.
This is my first example.
Snitches, man. What's his name? Nicky Barnes? Snitch. You
Yeah.
started off talking about Alpo. Snitch.
Yeah.
Like AZ Faison. Snitch.
But yo,
all these niggas is snitching at him.
Niggas like Alpo got bodies. He put in work.
But he's a snitch.
Yo,
listen, Nicky Barnes got bodies.
No, I don't know that. I know he put hits out on niggas.
Listen, before Nicky Barnes was blown up as Nicky Barnes, he went to jail for murder. Before he came home and was a dope, Nicky Barnes was a regular dope fiend nigga back before he popped off and got that plug. He was a dope fiend nigga. He was doing dope. He killed somebody. Went to jail for, back then, you didn't do 25 years for a murder. He went to jail for a murder, did his time, came home, got a plug, and became that nigga. Mr. Untouchable.
Shut down the whole empire over
a
female. That shit is just unheard of.
It's not. It seems like it's unheard of. But it's everyday shit. You know why? Because you can't trust nobody, nigga.
Facts.
When you're in these streets, you can't trust nobody.
Facts.
Nobody. Because everybody's after what you got.
Facts.
And you may have more than me, but you still want what I got.
a lot of that shit is like, it's not, man, it's not a lot of fucking honor. It just sounds sexy, but when it comes down to it, like, to me, you don't talk about the cases too. Like, granted, I'm no snitching, right?
That's how King was a fucking snitch.
That's how we came up, no snitching. But when you really talk to the niggas that really deal in that life, It just seems like shit is a little bit more complicated.
Yo, can we change subject to
Yeah,
something?
no, we can talk about whatever,
This
man.
shit
What
just-
you want to
this
talk
shit,
about?
like, literally
If
just
you want to change the subject, you gotta have a subject.
It crossed my mind, B.
What?
The NBA rankings that came out. Kobe is number 14 on the list. All time. They got Steph Curry and everybody ahead of Kobe.
And Kobe snitched on Shaq.
Oh, shit.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
That's a good segue. Hey, we gonna leave.
Nah,
Yo, we gonna leave where we was telling shit. We gonna get to another dude that was telling.
How is that possible?
Kobe, how my ass face.
Yeah. Kobe was telling. What's the deal with the telling shit, man?
Yo, Bella, they in here smoking. I'm getting in contact.
What's the deal with? I'm not ready to leave the telling shit, man.
I'm not ready to leave the
Because you
subject.
brought up Kobe, we back to
So
telling.
the good thing about this smoke,
What's up?
you won't catch cancer.
Yo,
That's the only thing you said for the past 20 minutes.
Yo,
man.
facts,
Yo,
yo.
conversation. I know that.
what is going?
Huh?
What now? Like you said before, we talked about because this is going to get into some other shit. To be honest, the telling shit is going to take you into some other shit about unity amongst us, about morality, about how we see each other and how we see our community. To be honest, but we was talking earlier. We were talking about the kid, the 6'9" cat, his situation. He tells these are the details. Whatever. The other side of it is dudes that went and did the time. Summer, now they coming home and they got a story to tell.
Mm-hmm.
What's with the telling? My shit is, on the hip hop shit, I always say there was a lot of shit that happened in hip hop coming up that really the public didn't really know about, and we took pride in the fact that the public didn't know what really happened with this shit. But nowadays, you see a lot of dudes that was around the situation on podcasts, broadcasting from their bathroom or whatever, telling everybody all the shit that was going on. Once again, telling.
Yo, I'm about to just start the hashtag. Now I'm afraid of the future. Because snitching is cool, being fake is cool, being a sucker is cool.
And you know why all of that is cool?
I'm afraid of the future, yo.
Because, for the simple fact that there's no real teachers around no more.
That too.
So let's bring that up.
The code of honor and respect has been
My
broken.
nigga. My
You
nigga.
understand? Where,
Okay.
see, some shit gotta be taught, my nigga.
Right.
You understand? Like respect,
Mhm.
loyalty.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas not taught these things. They don't know how to display them in action because they don't know. That's just like putting a nigga in the car that's never driven before and telling him to drive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now he gonna do the best he can, but he gonna crash that bitch.
And now you're getting credit for driving the car crazy. You know, telling everybody what happened and being like, I know what happened. And you're getting credit for it. It doesn't seem
But
like
check it
that.
out. The credit that they getting don't buy shit.
You'd have to tell them that. Because they must
Like,
think
they
they
don't buy
getting
shit.
something because they getting
Like,
a light,
everybody
they
got a
getting
story,
a
yo.
view.
Listen, everybody got a story. There's nobody on the planet without a story.
Right. I'm with you.
So everybody running with this, I got a story to tell and shit. But we're not supposed to be telling these stories.
And that's what I think the conversation really boils down to. And then it gets into deeper concept. That's why I like the fact you're talking about it on a regular level and snitching regular shit, but it's more than that. What it really is some of these things help us prosper. Some of these things that we get into, they help us prosper. And the plans need to be kept discreet. And if you're not teaching people to be discreet, like, yo, we got a plan to win. That doesn't mean you tell everybody.
We live in the internet age. Everybody
You
tells.
understand what I'm saying?
We posting
We got
it.
a plan to do this.
We posting it. We
Doesn't
posting
mean you
it.
tell everybody.
Immediately. We posting it.
Posting what?
The plan.
Oh.
Yo, my nigga just said we doing this, that, and the third.
And that's what I think we got to take the hard look in the mirror about, and then as you raising the younger ones, discretion. Because that's what it really boils down to. Keeping things discreet. You know what I'm saying? Not just, especially when things go wrong. You know? I don't know what that shit is about when you tell everybody everything that's going on.
Yo, hold on, man. The live is going bananas right now, man. Listen, Bella is in the live going bananas. It ain't even the live is going bananas. What is this? The nigga in the white pants said 15 words.
Yo, she telling him because I ain't you won't put a nigga on blast tomorrow. Yo, that's the first thing you done said in 15 minutes. So then she want to lean on that.
No, I ain't say that.
Nah,
I did.
checking
I did.
So, but
I don't know, man.
yo, the reason I haven't said nothing because it wasn't my turn
You gotta
to
explain
speak.
that shit. It's always your turn to speak.
No, it wasn't my turn to speak.
I'm fucking
My
around.
man was stressing his point about something.
But
Thank you.
to piggyback on what you said, right? To piggyback on what you said.
About nobody's teaching. You feel me? That's where I'm going back to where's the real big homies at? You feel me? Because nobody's listen, these niggas that's in the age where they should be teaching, they trying to fit in.
Okay.
Now, they want to hang out with the young niggas. Now, you remember one time we was at your housewarming, you know what I'm saying? And I got into that discourse with homeboy that was there. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the night while I brought the camp, I got the footage, nigga. You feel me? But
Yo, we gotta get
listen,
here, bro.
I got the footage. But what I was telling him, like, nigga, you a nigga that's in your 30s, and this is not to play nobody, but this is how niggas is nowadays. You're in your upper 30s trying to dress and fit in with the niggas in their 20s.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're still trying to live your youth. Listen, I was young already. I lived that when I was young. I lived.
Right.
You feel me? I'm not trying to live with them too. You feel me?
Yo, that's another conversation, man.
What?
Niggas out of time, man. Motherfucker.
It happens a lot right now. Right
Yo,
now,
I hate seeing that
it's
shit.
major. It's major. You see the tight pants.
Oh my god.
You feel me?
Man.
Like, I mean, the super tight pants that hang down below your ass
yo,
crack, and you're
it ain't
45.
just the pants, it's
You're
everything.
fucking 45.
It's tight,
we
the
broadcasting
shirts is
in
tight.
rooms, man. I want somebody who does that, man, to leave us a comment, man. Why are you 40 trying to dress like you 20, man? What did you miss on the way up, man? You couldn't come outside. The girl you liked rejected you. Niggas used to give you wedgies. What is it that you fucking 40-something years old now and you want to look like you 20, man? Leave us a comment. Defend yourself, man.
I don't want to hear the shit that I'm being fashionable and I'm going with the because you can be fashionable without dressing like a fucking kid.
Let's make it plain. I'm in my 40s. There's plenty of places that you go shop in your 40s that can make you look fashionable. You could be in style, whatever. You're not being fashionable, my nigga. You're just following. I'm just asking you why. What did you miss, man? Who out there in the comments got something to say? You motherfucking 45 dressing like you 16. Why, man? Jadakiss, man. Why? I've been trying to see that shit. Why is that, man? Why? Why is that,
I
man?
got another question.
I'm
One
listening.
is just walking around with pocketbooks on.
Oh, man. What happened? What happened?
Oh shit! I think.
What happened?
Hold on, wait a minute, hold on.
I think what we just did just now is we just freestyled a new segment on Recovery Sunday, and it's called Why. Why? You feel me? This is the new segment on Recovery Sunday. It just came. It comes natural, B. This is how we do shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, hit us up, man, because we don't understand what
First
you're
of all,
doing out there, man.
we didn't do no intro on purpose. Now we're gonna slow it up real quick, right? This is Recovery Sunday. The reason why it's called Recovery Sunday is this is your wind down to your weekend. This is our wind down to the weekend.
Word.
So Sunday is the day where you recover, you get back on balance for the rest of the week. You know what I'm saying? You done did Friday. Some of y'all done did Thursday. You know what I'm saying? You did Saturday. Sunday, let's regroup, get back together. You know what I'm saying? And this is the podcast. This is what we do. And on the fly, we just added a segment called Why. Why?
And the first question, official question on the
Why is you old niggas
Why you old niggas is wearing tight ass
trying to act
clothes
like you
and
20?
Yo, hit us up, man. I know a few of y'all personally. Y'all know I'm not fronting because we've talked about this shit man to man, face to face. There's something to be said about sticking to your hip hop roots because a lot of us grew up in the culture. That's fine. But the fact that you don't have a pair of shoes that look good and fit well on your dogs is shameful. You understand? You're too old for that shit. You got every fucking sneaker that comes out and ain't got a decent pair of shoes to wear to your kids' motherfucking open school night.
I ain't got no kids, B.
That's another thing.
Oh,
right? We got the why segment, right?
Right.
I want to ask why these women don't take accountability for their bullshit in relationships and blame
Oh,
that's
my
a good
nigga, bang,
That's
bang.
a good one.
Hey, man. Yo, hold on, wait.
Chaos is like bang bang. Chaos is like bang bang. I told you, he had some shit for the bitches. I told y'all niggas 30 minutes ago. When that nigga said, "Hoe don't want to be called the hoe." You feel me? This is what we do here. You know what I mean? This is our quick rewind, nigga. That nigga said, "A hoe don't want to be called the hoe, man." And now he come back.
Man, the fuck out of here. Yo. That was it right there.
I added it.
Why?
Yeah, you did, nigga. Fuck that.
Why is it a woman want to admit when
Oh, look. Now, you see, this is why I just read a comment say y'all niggas is hurt. This is why we don't express nothing. We gotta act like Kawhi Leonard and shit. Like
Wait, what's the comment?
Because we mentioned one thing, now we in our feelings. No, we want to fucking go.
Nah, you know what it is?
Come on, answer the question.
You know what it is? What I come to learn to understand that it's a female thing. It's not just one chick that do that.
Right.
A great multitude of them do that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a female thing where, okay, they a female. Okay, I did this, so what? I look past it. You a man, you supposed to look over that. You know what I'm saying? Nah. Fuck that. Ain't me looking over shit. If I do something, you gonna get on my ass.
Exactly.
And every time something happen, you gonna bring that bullshit up. Like when in court. Like, oh yeah, Your Honor, he got a pass.
That's why you just can't do nothing, nigga.
So
You can't listen.
Nah,
Charlamagne and
that's
motherfucking Little Duval got a new
that's
song out
impossible, 'cause
called
niggas
Black
is
Men
human.
Don't Cheat.
Niggas is human.
You gotta live fuck that human
Motherfuckers
shit.
gonna
You
make
black,
mistakes.
nigga. You can't make
But
mistakes. Listen, black men can't afford to make mistakes, B.
The purpose
A
is
mistake will cause your life.
to fix the mistake and
A
learn from
mistake
it.
as a black man will cause your life.
Listen,
Listen, it'll cause your life. Your life will be over because you made a mistake.
Funny because it's true.
We can't be mistakeful.
But we still make mistakes.
We gotta be perfect. No.
Nobody's perfect.
No, I don't believe you.
Nobody's perfect.
I don't believe you.
We make mistakes every day.
Nope. I don't believe you.
Every day.
I don't believe you.
It's just small ones.
We just-
small.
So, bro, you're reading that, right?
yeah.
You just gotta stop.
What's the comments? Let's read the comments.
Oh, we have
It's only Bella. No, we're not giving her that.
Anybody else besides? Is there anybody else besides in the comment section?
Nah, niggas.
Yeah,
just
we had
keep watching.
Darnell in there. We don't know if he's still in there.
Darnell, that's this nigga.
Oh shit. Damn. Hey,
on,
it
bro.
could have been another Darnell,
What
nigga.
group? I'm
Shit.
saying, what group are we broadcast? Who's seeing us right
We
now?
everywhere, man. We just on Facebook, on YouTube.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We just live with it.
Oh, okay, it just went up. We got 4 viewers,
But
but look,
it's
okay.
How many
Bella
people?
said, this is maybe the reason women attempt to multiply and not take accountability.
say what reason? This is manipulate.
Yo, that's
and
another
not
thing.
take responsibility.
They'll always have an excuse, bro. There's no reason to go back and
Listen.
forth. Like, they always have an excuse for
So
something.
she said, "Fuck us." Why we
Yo, bro, you don't know how like we know. Just pay no attention.
Nah, but listen. This may be the reason why women attempt to manipulate and not take accountability.
You hear that? That's bogus.
That sounds crazy.
That's bogus.
We need some other. We need
So
some.
listen, honestly,
different women in
listen.
here.
I moved it. I think different, right? I think that niggas, especially black people, we need to start moving perfect. So I don't be trying to
There's
get
no
perfect
such
shit.
thing.
That's not real, man. I don't believe there's no such thing. That's failure right there. That's failure. By saying there's no such thing, it's fucking failure.
My nigga.
No, I'm not.
The reality of it is
What?
nothing on this planet is perfect.
That's
But the
bullshit.
grass and the trees.
That's bullshit. Because everything is here perfectly.
No.
Can't be. Everything is here perfectly.
No.
In harmony.
Okay, boss.
Listen,
If it was
no.
perfect,
Everything
it
is
wouldn't
here
be a such
perfectly,
thing as balance,
bro.
my nigga.
No, what do you mean?
It wouldn't be a such thing as balance.
What? Perfect balance.
No.
It is.
That nigga's watching the Avengers.
It is.
There will be no such thing as balance. Everything to take a
watch
food
some y'all shit every day.
has to have a balance. The way we dress has to have a
I'ma
balance.
tell
The
you
way
what's
we write has a balance.
But I'ma
The
tell
way
you what's
we
real.
read, the way we walk has a balance. Everything has a balance.
And when you open your mind to failure, you're gonna fail.
Let me ask you a question.
Bottom line,
Let me ask you a
you're gonna
question.
fail.
Just
Don't
I always
mind
think
the
about
failure.
this. This is how I always think about
When you don't even think about failure, that's not even an option. So
That's not real.
That's real. When you don't even
Listen,
when
you can
all
actually
your
fail.
options that you have before
Failure
you
is real.
something is all plans. None of them consist of damn, what if I fuck up? None. These plans are to help you get forward. None of them is, man, I'm gonna fuck up. No, see, our minds are more powerful than what we think, my nigga. You will fuck around, pull some shit till you thinking that shit. So you gotta stay focused on, there you go. Just like, okay, when you have a project that you gonna do, you get up and you focus on this project. When you go to sleep that night, even though you sleep, when you wake up, the first thing you pop open your eyes is that project. I got this to do. You know why? Because you focus. You understand? That's with anything, my nigga. You gotta be focused in order to make it. And staying focused is not even considering failure, my nigga.
Okay. I agree.
That was good shit, bro.
I agree with everything you
That was
just
good
said.
shit. Word.
What I said was, the moment you open your mind to failure, you failed already.
But see, you don't even
That's what I
give
said.
failure glory, my nigga. This
No.
is what I'm saying. You
When-
don't
when
even
you
put,
say-
that's
hold
like,
on.
that's
When-
like the ass.
when you come
we got
at me,
ass
you
we
tell
don't
me
put that on the
perfect
table
is not
because you got
real.
the ashtray. You
You
don't
open
even
the mind to
consider
failure.
the fucking on the table because you got the ashtray
So
right
you-
here.
once you tell me that being perfect is not real, then you open your mind to failure. Right here. Why are you not trying to be perfect? That's the problem with us.
Because there is
That's the
no
problem with us.
perfect.
Nah, there is
See,
no
once you
perfect.
say there is no perfect, you failed.
Nah.
Okay,
That's the
what-
problem with us. No,
what-
that's the problem with black men.
Okay,
Period. That's the
okay.
problem with black men. Period. Black men already walk out
Tell me,
the
and
door.
tell us.
Black men already walk out the door thinking I might have to kill another black man today.
Okay.
What?
We walk out the door like that.
Nah, son.
Nigga,
Not
fuck
all
you
black
mean? Nah,
men walk
nigga,
out
you
the
live
door
here
like
just
that.
like me, nigga.
Man.
Fuck you mean you don't?
Man, look.
If you don't, you ain't being real with yourself.
Maybe once upon a time,
No,
niggas
it don't
had
work.
to
That's
live in
every
that.
fucking day. You live in New
No.
York City. Ain't no way in hell you gonna walk out your fucking building, out your house, out your fucking whatever the fuck
Okay,
you
so
live
then
in.
keep it
And not
technical.
this
That's
in your
anyway.
head. It's possible I may have to kill another black man today.
That's
Ask you a question.
anyway.
At the same token, do you say I may have to kill a so-called white man?
That don't even cross our minds. 90% of us. That don't even cross our minds, nigga. Niggas don't think I might have to kill him. Niggas may not even encounter a
You know
fucking white
what?
person
You know
today.
what? You know what?
Niggas may not even
Because
encounter
the
a white
only white
person.
people that fuck with us is the J. An average white nigga don't fuck with us, so why we gonna go kill one of them? We trying to kill niggas trying to take our shit. Trying to rob us. Fucking with our family. trying to go in our pockets. That's what we killing for, to defend our shit.
Nigga, we kill for everything.
Nah, nigga.
We kill
I mean,
for
you
little shit,
kill for
nigga.
everything, then you
We-
want
no,
to
we
pay
talking about
some
we,
serial
nigga.
killer shit.
I say we. I'm not talking about me. We.
Everything I just said.
We the group.
But I always think with things like, speaking of that, the violence and shit in the community, we'll turn it like that, right? To give it some sort of buffer. But when I always think about it like this, so especially when you say we kill for anything, like you said, a little incident what happened, maybe it's something small and it ends up in a shooting and somebody gets killed or whatever. But I always say
They killed Junior. Damn.
you know, it wasn't the incident that happened at that moment that caused the
Same
shooting.
memory?
It's whatever led up to that, the hostility, the hunger, the miseducation, the anger, whatever that finally came out at that time.
Right.
The opportunity because you had the weapon, you was angry, whatever. I always say, like, when that incident happened, he stepped on his shoe, dude pulls out a pistol.
Yeah.
It's not always anger though.
It may not be, but I'm just saying, my point is just this.
It
may not always be anger.
It may not be anger.
It may not always be anger. I didn't say only anger, because I named it, you know what that means.
Miseducation, I like, you said that already.
Yeah, so I'm saying it may not be anger, but I think my real point is just that when the violence comes out, what caused it may not be the ultimate cause. That's my point.
Right.
And a lot of times when you portray us in
Right.
media, news, and we have a conversation, we'll make the mistake of thinking that the incident itself is what caused that extreme act of violence. My point is just that you got to look a little deeper on why that person may have did that. I'm not making excuses. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying things lead up to shit.
Yo, right, facts. But a lot of low niggas these days, they do shit just because they trying to prove a point, make a name for themselves.
And I think that's been with us
You know
for a
what I'm
while.
saying?
Because I remember when I was young, the older dudes was like, yo, I don't understand your generation, you'll do this, you'll kill somebody. But they were saying the same shit.
Yo, okay, hold up. Brother, I asked in the comments, what's all our nationalities, right? So I want to go around and ask real quick because I'm going to get to a question. What's yours, Sam?
I'm a motherfucking Negro, nigga, from the motherfucking VX.
What's yours, bro?
Yeah, I'm like,
And hold on, I ain't finished.
Oh.
I ain't done. I'm on a Negro from the VX. From the South Bronx, so I'm part Puerto Rican. I'm from the North Bronx,
All right,
so I'm
yeah,
part
what's the
Jamaican.
What's yours, What's yours, bro?
Respect my shit, man.
Keeping it simple, man. I'm black and Spanish.
What's yours, Kim?
Spanish,
She said
whoa,
nationality,
whoa.
she's saying, I
Come
mean,
on. Before we get there, the dream Spanish. Spanish as far as what?
Puerto Rican and Colombian.
Puerto Rican and Colombia and black.
Alright.
Yeah.
By default.
I need to know.
by default, if you ask me the nationality, by default, the nation I was born under is United States. So that's the nation I was born under.
No,
If you're
it's
asking
y'all
me-
all Americans.
Right, if you're asking me my ethnicity, which people use nationality and ethnicity interchangeably by mistake. If you're asking me my ethnicity, then I'm so-called black.
Same here. That gets to
Why
my
you say so
hold on.
cold?
That gets hold on.
Why you say so
No.
cold?
That gets to my question that I wanted to ask. Why? And this is what Fat Joe said recently in an interview. How all Spanish people are black. Why don't they embrace that? Like they have minds of white supremacists, but they copy everything we do. Why do we allow that? Like,
Who wants to attack? I gotta say something before I even try to attack that, but I don't, what's wrong.
My response to that, because I got a response to that, and I feel like
My response to that is valid. My response to that is because we don't own the shit that we do and the shit that we talk about and the shit that we claim. No, repeat that real quick. It's easy.
I was saying recently Fat Joe came out in an interview and said all Spanish people are black. And I was saying why is it difficult for Spanish people to embrace that they're black? They have a lot of them have minds of white supremacists. They think that they white. They just won't say, oh, I'm black, but they copy every fucking thing we do, from our music to how we dress to how we talk. So if they have minds of white supremacists, why do we allow them to say nigga? Why do we allow them to be in our culture? But we're outs to white people. You understand? But we embrace them like they our own, but they don't.
I mean,
No,
I'll try to
accept
attack
it.
some of it.
I can wait, man. I can probably.
Now, hold on. I have a statement right behind it.
Okay, go ahead.
If you don't mind.
I feel like at the end of the day, the reason why it's allowed to happen and we can't do nothing about it is because we don't own none of our shit. Nothing that we come up with as black people in America, we own. And this is the reason why people, foreigners that come to America, that's black just like us, don't fuck with us and don't respect us. Because they come here and within a generation or two, they up their wealth. They come here and they get property. They come here and they get... Hold on. No. These are facts. But these same type of opportunities we're born with. No, wait. These same type of opportunities we're born with. So we allow people to come here and progress, and they, you know what I'm saying? Africans, they look down on blacks. Mm-hmm. Puerto Ricans look down on blacks. Any Caribbeans. But wouldn't you? Like, if you just look at the history that we have here, we suckers, nigga. As a whole, black people are fucking suckers. We did some sucker shit throughout history. A bunch of sucker shit. And niggas don't respect us for it. And I wouldn't respect it either. That's why I be like, I'm from the Bronx, but I'm from the South and the North. Fuck that.
I mean, before I go too far, a couple of things. One main thing. It's hard to get to the truth of these conversations if you talk about people in homogenous groups. And what I mean is this: if you talk about Puerto Ricans as a group, blacks as a group, who do we say, whites as a group, Caribbeans as a group, you won't get to the truth because these ethnicities don't move as one. These nations don't move as one. There's so many people within those groups that think differently about the same question that if you homogenize them, if you make them one, you can't get to the truth. So I want to say that first. So now, to your question, Fat Joe said that all Spanish people are black. Now let's just take a look at that for a moment. If you ask people what Spanish means, you'll get 10 different definitions. Mm-hmm. And if you ask people what black is, you'll get 4, 5, 6 different definitions. Dig? Right? Because if I ask a Moor, if I ask a Muslim, if I ask a black Israelite the same term, I'm going to get a slightly different answer. Even though outside we look the same. If I ask somebody from the Caribbean who may be a little bit more cultural and know about Taino Indians, African slaves, and Europeans, then they'll give you that part of the story. Another person that doesn't know that, even though they're Spanish or what we were saying, but doesn't know that history or that doesn't have that education, is going to give you a different answer. So my point is just that Fat Joe saying that is cool. It's a weighted way to say it because the two main terms in the sentence have different definitions to different people. So be careful. Now, if you want to say, why don't Spanish people feel that way, like the way Fat Joe feels? It's because people feel differently about the same time. It's just that simple. Spanish people, if you even want to say that, because Spanish people are really from Spain.
Spain, right? So they're not really Spanish.
So what we call
when they claim Spanish instead of where they from,
right?
That tells you their mindset, right?
It does, and it reminds me of any other colonized people that have taken up the dominant story. When you're a colonized person that's going through slavery and you decide to take on the dominant story, you're going to say shit like what Simon's saying. Or you're going to say shit like what you're saying. I'm not black, I'm the dominant, add it in. Now, hold on. Yeah. Before you leave it, you can check different groups of people that have gone through either chattel slavery or some sort of bondage. And if they ally themselves with their slave master or they ally themselves with the larger culture, they always say shit like that. It's the same thing like Negroes who say they're not African. So when you have that set in you, and you have those people that just gave up their own ethnicity because of that, either hundreds of years of oppression, or we're tired of fighting back and we want to ally ourselves with the higher power, the dominant power, because they got the money, they got the opportunity, they don't get beat up in the street, we're one of them, you get those comments. But that's not everybody. Just like you can sit me next to a black person, we're not going to get along because that motherfucker is going to say he's not African, I'm an American, and I support everything that my government does. We may have similar ethnic background, maybe not same, but we can't get along because I don't agree with everything that my government does. I resent chattel slavery, and I resent Jim Crow and everything that came after it. I resent being called a Negro. He's okay being called a Negro. So, but we both so-called black. So it's hard to get to the truth if you lump us all in together and ask us the same question.
How you feel about that, bro?
And I basically feel like it go way deeper than what we probably can understand. You know, it's what we talking about is just probably literally put there for us to see it that way. You know, when there's probably something way deeper than that. You know, I mean, you know, when you look about Puerto Ricans and Spanish people, you know, because you got a lot of breeds of Spanish. So you look at all the different breeds of Spanish, not all of them consider themselves black, because a lot of them don't honor other type of Spanish people because they feel they're superior Spanish, like the Japanese to the Chinese. You understand? So when we say Spanish people, we gotta narrow it down to like Mexicans, Puerto Ricans,
and trying to get to some sort of
shit
truth
like that.
From there, you know what I'm saying?
Most of these people in their country is really poor. They got ghettos. Like in America, they got ghettos. And when they in the ghetto here, they right next door to us. Oh yeah, I live right next door to the Mexican lady. She got like 10 kids. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, then it's another Spanish family on, and they all go to school together. So they raised up together, they learn the same shit, they talk from the same textbooks, they talk the same language, the people who can't speak Spanish talk to speak Spanish, and the ones who can't speak English is taught to speak English. So it's like, how can they not say they like us? They eat the same food, they live in the same buildings, on the same block, wearing the same clothes, going to the same barbershop.
Right. That's what I was about to say. That's because hate is taught, and every race has been taught to hate blacks.
I think it's been taught for every race to be segregated
I think I'm gonna give it a buck.
To its own.
Okay,
I
respect that too.
Man, like when you got the whites with the whites,
Not blacks,
Asians
blacks
with
don't
the
look at it like that.
Asians,
We embrace everybody.
Spanish
Get the
and blacks
fuck out of here.
Spanish
Get
and
the
blacks
fuck out of here.
minorities.
You's a fucking liar.
My nigga.
Hold on,
No, I got this one.
Yeah, go ahead. I want to hear it.
For you to say we embrace everybody is bullshit.
How?
We grow up African booty scratcher. Soon as we in the class with an African, first grade. Wait a minute. Whoa. No.
You got an African shop, you go buy your teas and your drawers there sometimes. You got a Chinese store, you go get your motherfucking chicken wings and all that. You got a Mexican spot on the other corner, you go buy your tacos. Nigga, we embrace everybody.
Hold on. That's not embracing everybody.
It is.
No, it's not.
'Cause you support
That's what you
everybody.
no.
What do you mean?
No. Well, what that is called is letting other people come into your neighborhood and capitalize off of you. That's not.
embracing
Wait a
them,
minute.
nigga.
No, that's not embracement. Because we don't fucking love the Chinese niggas. We go in there and say ching chang makahaya. Right? Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. No. Let's keep it a buck. We call niggas African booty scratchers. We call other motherfuckers off the banana boat. We don't embrace nobody.
After
You know who we embrace? No. You know who we fucking embrace? We embrace the cracker. We try to live like the cracker live. We try to be right after the cracker. It's the cracker, then us, then your African booty scratches. That's where it goes.
Every time.
If you want to see the evidence of so-called blacks, American blacks, the divisiveness, all you got to do is change the religious tag. Because when you change the religious tag among blacks, you see motherfuckers act like monkeys. So we could be together at a certain point. But the day I call you a Baptist and he's a Muslim and she's a Presbyterian and this one is a Jehovah's Witness, you'll see the division clear and simple for you.
Facts. And I agree with you 1,000%, bro.
Now,
religion is segregation.
All day. Now, so you brought up something good, yo, hey, this is a good one.
What do you say when niggas is all in the same religion and niggas is still segregated?
Hypocrisy.
What do you say?
It's all a part of.
So that's not the main cause. The main cause is being colonized.
Nah,
listen.
I think
the main cause is being colonized.
Simple like survival.
Survival as far as what? No, I agree. I want to hear what you, as far as what?
I got some.
As far as
that's
everything,
real.
because when a person is, once they put in a certain predicament, at whatever age, if they strong enough, then they automatically adapt to their surroundings, which puts them in the survival mode. So whatever it takes for them to survive that moment or that situation, they do so. So in our culture, we come to a lot of problems, right? Like you said, the white men, we try to be like the cracker, right? We try to be like the cracker because the cracker owns everything.
But we don't own shit.
Now, this is the
so
thing.
we not really copying
you know
nothing.
why we don't own
We
nothing?
don't own shit. Hold on, real quick. I gotta give a shout out to my man Ivan real quick, man. Ivan Black, bro.
Because Ivan Black opened my mind to something, right? One day, me, Ivan, and Hitman was on the three-way line and shit. And Ivan said some shit to us, and he was like, yo, I don't really hang out in the Bronx. I don't chill in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? So we like, yo, fuck you mean you from the Bronx? Fuck you mean you don't chill in the Bronx? You from the Bronx? He's like, nah, I don't see us in ownership in nothing in the Bronx. Right. So when I need to hang out, I go hang out in Harlem and I go hang out in Brooklyn. Right. You feel me? And I didn't even think about that shit until he said it. That's right. It's real shit.
Well, I was gonna ask you what you call our neighborhood, and you were saying that there's this type of store. When you say our neighborhood, what do you mean?
Okay, I see what you're.
Because most of our neighborhoods, you dig where I'm going, is places where we live, not places where we have ownership. So whoever owns the store is not a function of you and I. It's a function of whoever owned that particular property and which store they decide to
go
put
outside the community.
It's not us that decide.
But at the same time, if we stop supporting certain businesses as a whole,
right?
We die.
Just like when people try to boycott the NFL,
right?
You know what I'm saying? If we work together as a unit and stop supporting certain shit, they'll see a dramatic change.
Well,
so when
all
all these people build Chinese stores and this store and that store, and we don't support it, they gonna move the fuck out.
Hold on. Okay, you gonna say something? My fault. But in response to that, is if we don't support outside our community, we die. Because we already set up to the point where the infrastructure is not us.
Well, no, you got even before you get to that. Let's keep it on the
Chinese
food example. How I like to say this,
real quick, how often? Oh, my apologies. I apologize. How often do you think the average person in the hood will think of robbing a fucking Chinese store? But if it's a black-owned store that's popular, they gonna want to rob that shit.
It's a hard call for me because you know how it is. I think it's looking for an easy target and all that shit. That's a different thing.
I'm just.
It has nothing to do with ethnicity. It has to do with what the fuck I can get away with, get it back with Asian. Yeah, it don't matter. But this is what I was gonna say.
Well, I'm robbing.
Yeah, and get away with the shit.
Go ahead. I apologize.
I'm almost forgot what I was saying about the check. Don't worry about it. This is where it starts. This is how I always say this. this is how we come in the middle of the story. We're trying to chop the tree down in the middle instead of dealing with the tree at the root. So this is what I mean when I say that. Chinese food restaurant example. You say, yo, if we don't support it, they would be forced to make a change. Yo, we like Chinese food. The people in your community, I grew up in the Bronx too, we like pizza, we like Chinese food, we like fast food. So the question doesn't become why the Chinese person works in the store and why they got the store there. It becomes why do we eat the shit? Because as long as you eat, there's going to be someone there to sell it to you. And that's what I mean about trying to chop down the tree in the middle. See, but when you get to the root is lack of education about nutrition and lack of effort in taking care of self. Those are the two main issues. Because when you get down to the issue of educating yourself about nutrition, what you should eat, what this thing is, what really works for your body and what doesn't, I don't have to tell you not to eat Chinese food. But because of the miseducation and then the lack of self-love, the lack of the self-respect, whatever, and then you got the lifestyle we live, we're always outside. So the home cooked meal shit went away because we're always in the street. And that's what's in the street with you. Chinese food, pizza shop, Mexican shop, fast food. If you wasn't always in the street, things would be different. If the education about self was different, the dietary choice would be different.
I gotta say something. Hold on. I gotta read into the comments real quick.
So like I said, that's what we gotta start at the beginning.
Melvin Reddick is in the comments. He said, options, prices, availability. Even with knowledge on nutrition, people can't afford to eat healthy all the time. Can't afford it.
Am I ready? Are y'all
That's
ready for me to go at that?
Shit.
Are y'all ready for me to go at that?
No. We need you to go at it.
He's not wrong. Tell the brother he's not. If he can hear me, brother, you're not wrong. But I'll make it simple. It's all about balance. You probably have more power with whatever money you do have than you give yourself credit for. Because if you balance out your diet and you cut out fast food, you cut out X, you cut out Y, it gives you a certain pool of money that you can then use for whatever you want. But you gotta stop certain shit. And if you stop fast food, if you stop X or you stop Y that's harmful for you, it gives you more resource to shuttle towards things that are better for you. But yeah, that's number one. Number two, if we're talking about the cost of health, there's nothing more costly than a medical bill. The grocery bill don't equal the medical bill. So if you want to talk about the cost of health, the cost of poor health will bankrupt a household. So let's be real. The cost of poor health is a high medical bill that bankrupts households.
Moment of silence real quick, man. But real shit.
I ain't mad at it. Shit.
It's real shit.
Let's take it to the street. We over here burning. This shit we burning ain't fucking hay. Right? And if you know anything about the shit we burning, the cost done went up. There's certain shit going on around the country. There's certain shit going on around the White House that done forced the cost of the shit to go the fuck up. But we still burning it.
Yo, I don't trust none of the government putting their hands.
We still burning
it. They touch some motherfucker sick or die from it.
At the end of the day, how can we live? Everything they touch, we have to consume it.
Speaking of that, how do y'all feel about vaccination?
Come on, man. Come on, man. You're making this too easy. I'm gonna hit that over the salt.
I'm not injecting myself with shit. I'm good.
No, we already been injected though. We already fucked up.
Yo.
Our parents let us get
Yo, yeah, like
Find the real
you
thing.
gotta get your shots and all
I think
that.
honestly, I feel like it ain't the same shit.
I agree.
I don't think so
It
either.
ain't the same shit.
Because when we was coming up,
Listen.
how many people was getting Down syndrome from getting banged on the vaccine? I don't remember that.
Facts.
It ain't the same shit.
Or ADHD, whatever.
Which we know is made up, because we already know the
Right.
couple that came up with the ADHD and the doctors that supported it already said that we came up with that.
If that's the case, all of us had it. Because we was outside running around playing, and that's what these kids want to do now, but they want you to sit still.
I know,
you know what I'm saying? And just...
I know I was hyped.
That would be safe to say that ADHD is not a disease, it's a stage.
Maybe so, or they made it up and said that, all right, let me bring this up.
Hold on, wait.
Let me bring this up.
Can you guys touch on your feelings of Kanye West taking over the churches?
That could wait though.
What the
this vaccination shit is more important.
I can speak a little bit about that.
I don't even know about that.
That's corny.
Now, just think about this, Summer. Think about this here. Chaos, think about this. Before we get back to the Kanye, there's something with leaving the game and going to the church. Reverend Run, Mace, Kanye, and there's others. And we'll leave it right there. There's something with that, where you leave this crazy life that you was with, and then you run to the church. All right,
you know how to capitalize on the money of the church.
He ain't alone, and there's a connection there, and I'm gonna just say it like that, and then whatever.
Just about to hustle the church people, that's all. They all go get, they gotta get another.
And then the tax-free shit. I was gonna wait till we talk about the tax-free shit. A lot of dudes in the street did it too.
Let's get back to the vaccination.
Ran to the church. But yeah, the vax. What are we gonna say, man? Chemical warfare. What are we talking?
If you were never to get sick, how do a doctor get paid? Do they not have to keep you sick? They got prescriptions for natural feelings. If you're tired, take this. If you feel angry, take this. Like, what the fuck? This is natural emotions. Like, they beg you for natural. You know what I mean?
Put it to you like this: we live in a capitalist country, right? So the whole game here is to try to figure out how to make money in the market, how to bring a buyer and a seller together. That's what a lot of things boil down to around. Like you said, I'm a person that's too happy. Is somebody sitting around thinking, how do I get money off that? There's a million people running around that get angry quick, or whatever you want to say. A human condition. There's a group of people sitting around like, how do we get bread off that? You understand? There's the breakup or the attack on the nuclear family. I love this. We done separated the man and his woman. The kid is in the middle. The family's in disarray. Then there's motherfuckers sitting around and say, how do we get money off that? The fact that they're not together no more.
How you feel about this, Ken? This is something I seen a while ago, and it stuck with me. It's still on the topic of vaccinations. It was like, how are unvaccinated children a threat to vaccinated kids if vaccines work?
I see the meme. That meme.
Yeah, I've seen that a long while ago, and I'm like, that's ill. I wasn't going to share this, but my 3-year-old daughter.
Right.
I never let her get a vaccine shot. And she got several siblings, you know what I'm saying? Between me and moms or whatever. They've been sick. My daughter's never been sick. The most she ever had was a runny nose. Been around kids with fevers, this and that. She never get it. Why is that? But if she go get a shot, she gonna be fucked up too.
Like everybody
you know what I'm saying? But she's been around all these germs, and she be fine.
There's coaches that tell you. There's coaches that encourage the babies to be out in the world among people under guidelines so that their immune systems can build. That's just human beings, man. That you're around the world, that you're around, you're subject to what's around you so that your immune system can build itself up against the world that you live in. But there's motherfuckers out there that's like, how do we make $1 off of this?
Ever since I got old enough to make my own decisions, I never got any vaccine shit either. Flu shot, none of that shit.
None of that shit. You hear that? No flu shot, CBS?
None of that shit. Because I'm good. I don't need that shit.
I never had a flu shot. I just
deal with it like normal people do.
Not
As
really.
soon as you get a vaccine shot, you get sick as fuck. Why? Because it's inviting the sickness to you, so your body's supposedly be immune to the sickness, so you don't get sick later on.
Injection,
But fuck
A
that.
weakened version of the virus, so your body builds up immunity.
Right.
I'll pass. Fuck
Right.
out of here. And what's the medical profession really out here doing? What's the pharmaceutical industry really out here doing? Are they really curing people? No. They're treating people at best, causing addictions at most.
Nah, I tell you what they experiment.
This shit is going.
Anybody with Netflix and all that like watch documentaries, watch Pharmaceutical Thugs and explain how that whole shit work, how they hustling us, and how they keeping us sick. That's all I'm gonna say. Pharmaceutical Thugs.
They put some shit out there, put shit in the water, put shit in the food, eventually gonna cause something. They make a vaccine for it, they sell it.
Listen, this shit could go on for days. We're not doing this. Because, listen, we're gonna die. Like, at the end of the day, you're gonna die. Like, whatever you're gonna do. You may die now, you may die a little later, you might die a lot later, but you're gonna die.
It all comes down to the quality.
You feel me?
We're all gonna die, but some of us is not gonna be
I just
fucked
want
up.
to, real quick, because, you know what I mean, we're about to wrap these things up and all that, man. We're about to get up out of here and all that. But I want to go back to something we touched on. Actually, something that you touched on when we first came in here, before we get out of here, to leave something for next week and all that. You were saying something about accountability with the females. That's a good word. I just want to, I want to end the discussion here.
Before I even say this, before I say it again, women, I'm not in my feelings. It's just a fucking topic, something that us guys think about. Because, we have to act like robots, act like we don't feel shit. So, my question was, why do women not take accountability for the bullshit in relationships and blame everything on men? We're not the cause for everything. Y'all call us dogs. They say it's easy to please a dog. Feed
I was going to chime in on this one.
Yeah, I already know.
I nigga like, yeah, nigga. You talking about
we're simple creatures, yo. We're simple creatures. So, y'all, I don't know. Just why?
Real, that's real.
Why? That's the segment.
That's
why?
Real. Why? Super simple.
She's female said because they can't deal with the consequences. Well, what we supposed to do? We got to deal with it. So why is it that for all the women? Why
this is Phil, bro.
Why is it that you want to reap all the benefits, but never the consequences of anything? It's a balance to come with everything. I'm gonna give you a good example. As well as when we deal with you and we got to accept all the bullshit that you give, you can't not deal with our bullshit because we doing the same for you. It's equal. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, boom, you tip over this cup and you spill it. The thing is to get it up. Okay, you don't don't acknowledge the spill.
I want to know about I gotta ask him this as a moderator. When you speak on bullshit, what do you mean?
In general.
Nah,
anytime, look, most of the time.
What is acceptable?
Look, most of the time,
you gotta draw a line.
Keeping it thorough.
Huh?
What you say, bro?
No, I'm just saying.
Keeping it thorough. When motherfuckers argue, when a couple argue about anything, 90% of the time it's bullshit.
Facts.
It's dumb shit.
Facts.
It's somebody picking at somebody, man. Or somebody being petty, or it's 90% of the time it's something stupid.
Repeat that again from the top.
90% of the time,
what
is something
What
stupid.
is something stupid?
The things that couples argue over. Like, I'm gonna give you an example.
That's what I'm gonna hear.
I'm gonna give you an example.
Example.
Okay, your girl, she may she may have a problem with something. She don't know how to come out and say it, so she'll bring up some old shit just to get your attention.
Like what?
Some old, like some petty, like, oh yeah, you know I didn't like when you did so and so. What?
Right. Years ago.
Right. So you like, you may be driving the whip. You may be driving the whip. So you pull over. Like, so where is you going? Where are you going with this? I mean, that shit was 3 years ago.
For 7 years.
You know, so
because today you did so and so and so and so, and I didn't appreciate that.
So you had to bring up some shit from 3 years ago just to talk about that? Petty. When the simple thing what a man would do is say, when we see some shit, we address it right then.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Look, who the fuck was that?
Right. Well, that's the easy one.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't front like I
you
address
let me
everything when
stand
it
here and talk to that nigga 20 minutes.
That's
You got
the
to know
easy
him from back in the day or something.
Right.
You ain't just met him, right? You know, I'm not saying you get all wild with it like that, but the point I'm making is that you give her the benefit of the doubt. They don't do that.
Yo, here's the solution.
They're
I'm
automatically.
gonna say this real quick. So, some shit from 7 years ago that didn't come up until 7 years later is not letting some shit slide.
No, because
really,
most
man,
likely,
because that
if
shit
it
probably
happened
been
7
affecting
years
his
ago,
behavior.
y'all got past it if you still together.
I'm just saying what you're saying as far as like repetitive activity for something 7 years ago to be brought up in conversation. I don't be having 7-year-old conversations with nobody. Like, even people I knew for 7 years, I knew you forever, nigga. We don't never talk 7 years ago.
Bro, you talking about shit with
No,
the
I'm just
shit,
saying,
though,
period.
bro.
Never. I don't remember the last time somebody brought up some 7-year-old shit.
I'm exaggerating with
I'm saying I'm exaggerating on the 7 years shit,
up.
but you get the example I'm setting where I'm saying they bring up some shit that's definitely old.
That they never brought up before, it never got resolved. That's what it is, man. If it was never resolved, that shit can still come back up, man. That's
And
what I was saying.
men,
That shit.
okay, and she say,
see,
because
that's
a lot of
what-
men always
I hate
cheat.
that.
Okay, now look,
I
no,
hate
my
that
brother,
shit. They
don't
always
do
do
that
that
shit,
shit, bro.
I mean,
Talk about it.
Yo,
I'm talking about I left it
I
alone.
like new
I left it alone. I
You know what I'm
saw it.
saying?
Talk about it.
Bro,
Talk
that
about
shit was corny, yo.
it. Talk about it, nigga.
This is
But
why,
that
yo,
shit
this is
don't-
why y'all, like,
Talk about it.
this is why men don't fucking say nothing, yo. We just look
Why?
at y'all like y'all stupid, because when we do say something,
Why?
we say dumb shit like that.
Like what?
Probably
He
just trying-
hate women. He's in his feelings.
There
Shut
we
the
go.
fuck up. That's
Well,
what I'm
that's
saying.
expressing.
And then
What are
at
you
the end
talking
of the
about?
day, that's one
Right.
woman.
Man, look,
Nah,
entitled to
it is.
Hey, yo,
It
nah,
is.
wait.
It is.
Yo,
It is.
listen,
Hold
hold
on,
on, wait, please,
Yeah,
hold on.
yeah.
Here's my solution to that dumb shit. Stop fucking watching Ratchet TV. Y'all wanna be like them bitches too much, yo. Y'all wanna be like them too much.
Ratchet
Y'all
TV
wigs look
does
like
suck.
them. Y'all makeup look like them.
Word.
Fuck
Ratchet
that shit,
TV
yo. The way they
sucks.
talk to their men and shit, that shit is
Word.
dumb. It's all entertainment.
Down with reality
This is real
TV,
life
that shit
shit,
is
man. Stop
horrible.
that
and
dumb
yo,
shit.
stop putting that bullshit on the fucking
Yo,
kids.
reality TV is horrible, man. Yo,
Hey, man, I'm
Not
tired of
just
seeing
you,
you
yo.
got your kids with the fucking 26 inches of fucking Brazilian silk hair in there,
Yeah,
and it's
terrible,
purple.
man.
She is
Reality
fucking years
TV
old. What
is
the fuck is she doing with that in her head? But
Reality
you
TV
worried
is
about
just a
some being
commercial.
extension of her.
That
You
shit
got her
is
dressed up like a
trash.
little fucking little dot in training,
Terrible,
nigga.
man. Selling. That's
Dressed up
selling
like
out.
an
That's
11-year-old.
the new
Put
selling
some
out.
fucking barrettes in her hair.
That's the new
You
selling
know what I'm
out.
saying? Put the flattering on the comb on it. Whatever the
Word.
fuck you gotta make her look like the little girl. Don't put no
Facts.
fucking, oh, look at my lipstick, mama.
It's hard.
Lipstick?
All for a
Get your
check.
little ass out of here. Give me this
Yo.
shit.
So,
You know what I'm
reality
saying?
TV is
Man, put your
reality.
motherfucking foot down. I'm tired of
Oh,
standing
man.
in front of the shop and
Shit is
little
hard.
girl come past, she swinging her head.
Shit is
You
hard.
got more head than my bitch.
Yo, I seen him.
Those shits are just long commercials for wigs, fake hair, makeup,
Facts.
whatever brands are out,
Facts.
and fights. That's,
Yo,
that's
I
just a
seen
big
a
commercial for
female.
that.
I seen a female come pick up her daughter or whatever from school and smack her because her braids was messed up that she spent $120 for. the little girl don't know nothing about that shit. That's your choice. Like, how she getting punished for a decision you
Those
made?
are people that got
Like, that
kids,
shit
they
is
don't
dumb,
think like
yo.
a parent.
Do better, yo. That's the next segment.
That's how I
Word.
That's how I
hey,
call
yeah,
that
we
shit.
definitely
Yo.
talking about that next week.
That's how I call that shit. Hey,
Right.
those are people that got kids but don't think like a parent. It's a lot of that shit out
Let's
here.
end
You
off
got
on that.
kids, but you don't think like a parent.
Let's end off on that.
So that's it, man. It's Recovery Sunday, man.
Recovery, man.
Man, every Sunday next
Yo,
week.
man, hit us up, man.
They get to meet the beautiful female.
Well, email anybody, man. I forgot what my IG is.
You know, I forgot. Yeah, we even plugged on IG.
Nah,
we some old niggas. That's some old niggas
Come
shit.
on, man. I ain't even
The
see
young niggas would have been on it. Like, yo, my name is.
I don't even want you to, because I don't want you to contact me after this shit is over. I do not want to hear from nobody. Do not contact me. None of that shit.
Yeah.
I got shit to do, man.
Yo, follow me on IG.
I'm trying to get my shit now. I don't even know what my shit is.
Check out my videos.
Ivan, Facebook, and on Instagram. My fault, Brian.
Nah,
you look me up, man. I'm 100. I cut hair. That's my profession. I'm a barber. If you're in New York, come check me out. I'm on in between 119th and 118th on 2nd Avenue, Harlem Cuts.
I need a cut,
There you
my
go.
nigga.
Come
Yo,
fuck with me.
I think my
hairline is on the last
763. Look that up.
I need a cut,
Don't
my
fuck with me, man. My nigga, I got you right. You ain't got to take my word for it.
Word. Shout out to Live Hip Hop Daily, my man H. Imperial, man. What's up?
Fact, man.
All day. You know what I mean? Check that out. Live Hip Hop Daily.tv. No funny business. Check it out.
We out of here, man. We appreciate everybody that tuned in, everybody that's going to tune in. Make sure y'all follow us, subscribe, and keep fucking with us, man. We'll be back, man.
One love.